When my sister told me I deserved my 3 miscarriages, I stayed quiet. 3 weeks later, she lost everything. 2 years of fertility treatments drained our savings and souls. Annie learned to give me hormone shots. I learned to smile when friends announced pregnancies. We'd converted the guest room into a nursery, but I could barely look at it. But finally, our miracle happened. 2 pink lines. I fell to my knees in our bathroom, shaking. Danny found me, and we held each other on the cold tile floor. But my sister Laura had always competed with me. Better grades, prettier dress, bigger wedding. When I shared our news, she immediately announced, "What a coincidence. I'm pregnant too." Of course she was. At family dinners, she'd compare our symptoms loudly. I have 0 morning sickness. It's so easy for me. Mom would fawn over her while I struggled to keep food down. Then week 10, I woke up to cramping. Blood everywhere. Danny rushed me to the hospital, but it was too late. Our baby was gone. I couldn't stop apologizing to Danny, like I'd failed him. Laura visited that evening, sat on my hospital bed and said, "Maybe your body just knows when something's wrong. Some people aren't meant to be mothers." She rubbed her own belly while she said it. 6 months later, I was pregnant again. Danny and I didn't tell anyone for 8 weeks, but Laura somehow knew. "You're glowing," she said at lunch, her hand on my sciatic before I could stop her. "Trying again? So brave after your first failure." That word, failure, like my baby was a failed test, not a life lost. This time I made it to 12 weeks. Laura threw a gender reveal party for herself that same weekend. "You should come," she insisted, "unless you think it'll be too hard, watching me celebrate what you can't have." Mom scolded her gently, but Dad said Laura was just excited. The morning of her party, the cramping started. I knew immediately. Danny drove in silence this time, his knuckles white on the steering wheel. We'd learned there were no words for this kind of pain. Laura visited me at home this time, 7 months pregnant and radiant. "Maybe you should stop trying," she said, sorting through my mail like she owned the place. "It's getting pathetic. Some women's bodies just can't do it. You're traumatizing yourself and Danny." She left a bag of maternity clothes, for when you accept reality and just adopt. Danny threw them in the trash the second she left. The 3rd pregnancy, we told no one, not even our parents. But at Thanksgiving, I couldn't hide my exhaustion. Laura noticed immediately. "Oh my God, you're trying again?" she announced to the entire family. "After 2 miscarriages? That's basically child abuse at this point." Mom gasped. Dad stayed silent. Laura continued, "You're going to keep killing babies until you accept you're not meant to be a mother." I ran to the bathroom sobbing. Laura followed me, pretending to care. "I'm just being honest because I love you." Her purse had fallen open on the counter. As I reached for tissues, I saw a prescription bottle tucked inside. Laura never took medication, always bragged about being completely natural during pregnancy. Something felt wrong. The label was partially visible. My Stone. My hands shook as I grabbed my phone, locked in the bathroom stall. I Googled it quickly. The results made my blood run cold. Abortion medication, used to terminate pregnancies. Why would she have this? She was 8 months pregnant. Unless, my mind raced back. Every miscarriage had happened after seeing Laura, after she'd made me tea at her house, after she'd insisted I try her homemade smoothies, after she'd given me vitamins from her purse because sisters share everything. I stayed in that bathroom for 20 minutes, my world tilting off its axis. When I came out, Laura was holding court at dinner, describing her perfect pregnancy journey. 3 babies, I thought, staring at her. She killed 3 of my babies, but I smiled and said nothing. Not yet. The investigation triggered automatically when the lab found mifepristone in my blood samples from the 3rd miscarriage. The police interviewed me for hours. I gave them everything. Timeline, photos, texts where she'd insisted I drink her teas. A week later, they arrested her at our nephew's birthday party. Cops walked through screaming children, passed the princess cake, and cuffed her in front of everyone. Mom fainted. Dad threw up on the lawn. Laura's husband stood frozen, holding their baby. "You jealous B-word!" Laura screamed as they dragged her out. "You couldn't let me have anything." But I couldn't understand. Why would she do this to me? It didn't make sense. Her nursing license was revoked immediately. Hospital fired her retroactively. Her husband filed for divorce and emergency custody within 48 hours. Mom still chose her side. How could you destroy your sister? 2 weeks later, Laura called from prison. "Why?" I asked. "Because my husband said your name during sex, twice."